Next question I got for you is you touched on your promotion company, Gazing Rabbit Productions, which I got to say you've put on some amazing shows. And
Thank you, Dave.
as much as I love it, I blame you for all the albums and money I've spent, but it is some damn fine music, and the shows you put on are the greatest.
Oh, thank
So
you.
what motivated you to start this whole thing? Because you've led me to so much unique music that isn't like anything out there, and you really search for these artists. What made you want to start this up outside of being an artist and running your own band? That's a lot to do. This is something you can't get, 10 hours of sleep over and do. This takes a lot of hard work. What made you start that up?
I think it's kind of like what we talked about previously, the idea that if you're going to, you want to be around it as much as you can. You want to, if you're going to be in the music industry, be it as an artist or a producer or an engineer or a production guy or a promotion guy, right? A booking agent, a promoter. Just being around it is cool, right? You get to meet awesome people. You get to put your band on the bills a lot of the time, which never sucks, right?
I mean, what guys have you played with? Haken, Pain of Salvation, Thank You Scientist. Those guys are weird, but they rip.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about all the cool bands you guys have played with. I mean, that's jealousy right there. These aren't guys you can just turn on satellite radio or look up on the internet like that. This is some truly unique stuff you've brought to a place, Buffalo, New York, out of nowhere. These guys have been amazing you brought over.
The thing that's tough about bringing some of these bands is that a lot of time they don't hit these second-tier cities. I mean, Buffalo's not second-tier in any sense. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that it's a second-tier on its population, and therefore, they skip over and they go to the big cities a lot of times. So when we can get them here, it's incumbent upon us, guys like me and you, to make sure we spread the word, because we don't want to have them playing in front of 20 people. So we do pretty well. I mean, we did, that Haken show was blown up pretty good, man. There was a lot of people at that show.
When you think about that, we're not a second-rate city, like you said, but think about it. New York is big. Honestly, as much as I love New York City, they should be their own state. But think about it. You have Manhattan, the Bronx, and think about the venues, Times Square. You got Radio City Music Hall or whatever. I think it's like the PlayStation Theater now.
That could be,
I'm pretty sure. And then you've got places in Long Island and all the big outdoor places. You got that what is it, the Beach Theater in Long Island or something, the Jones Theater or whatever.
I know so few venues over there, to be honest with you.
But then you got, you got Albany, you got Syracuse, and then there's Buffalo. So you have all these bigger name cities throughout New York State, and we're not as high up because you got all the places in New York City and the venues. And CBGBs, they were on for a long time, man. But then Buffalo, you don't think of them as a higher up city based on popularity. You got Albany, Syracuse, you even got Rochester. To an extent, it doesn't look as attractive. Like, we're going to New York City. No, we're going to Buffalo, man. We're on the other side of the state.
Yes, for that, most people aren't that great with geography. That we are on the western side of New York State. A lot of times you tell people you live in New York, they think you live in New York City.
True, that's what I'm getting
at. And we live in Buffalo, sure. But, any city can cultivate their own image, and that's even musically, right? I mean, it's what you want to do. I mean, certain bands perform extremely well here and come back time after time after time. It's because maybe that's what the general music population is looking for. Now, obviously, we don't look for a lot of that stuff because we're always looking for stuff that's a little more edgy or avant-garde and stuff like that, and progressive, to use again the progressive term. So it's cool. But a lot of the people that I've turned on to some of these bands by bringing them here are just so happy because they didn't even know some of these bands. When you started turning people on and saying, hey man, you want to check these guys out. They're going to be really cool. It's a show you don't want to miss. One day you'll want to tell your friends, listen, I was at that Haken show. I was at that Pain of Salvation show. I was at that Leprous show.
Yep, I was there, man.